26 minutes to 9 o'clock. That means we're in the last half hour of the Hump Day edition of Morning News Studio in eNCA. Now, the country is eagerly awaiting President Cyril Ramaphosa's new cabinet announcement. Speculation is abound. The president might omit some prominent names in his cabinet. Of course, we're also waiting to see how big it's going to be. Let's take a look at this new era of President Ramaphosa. Now, in studio, I'm joined by founder of media and writers firm, Rich Mkondo. Rich, my friend, good to see you.
Good to see you.
It's the first time you've been on Morning News today. Let me give you a handshake. Thank you very much for gracing us.
10 years ago.
I don't remember how long ago it was. But I saw two opinion pieces you wrote recently,
Yes.
okay? One of them is talking about, you are arguing that we need a benevolent dictator to make South Africa a truly great country. And also I saw one about servant leadership, okay?
Yes.
So I thought, let's talk to you and we'll get into that. But firstly, just when you step back, you look at the inauguration that happened on Saturday and all the shenanigans that have been happening about people being sworn in and somebody sworn in later yesterday, Didi Mabuza. What are your expectations, just broadly, going forward now?
Broadly, my expectations are very low. In South Africa, we depend much on the same old, same old, same old. We are recycling leaders. Political parties are actually recycling their own leaders and so on. I don't expect much. Even if the president actually trims his cabinet, we will actually be getting the same people. We need new faces. We need dedicated leaders. Unfortunately, we won't get them.
Where can the president find these new faces?
There's so many of them across the country. You see, in South Africa, we don't use what I would call meritocracy.
Which is?
Which is you go into a position because of the experience you have in that position. There are three types of people we get. We lost focus, right? We depend much on the politics of the stomach, the politics of the party, and then, of course, we then think about the people. We, the people, are the third in line. The first is the stomach. The second is the party. Usually, the party and the stomach are together because you can't eat unless you belong to a party. So that is the problem.
But now, President Ramaphosa, at the inauguration, he was speaking about South Africa for all. He's going to be the president for all. He's been saying that since his swearing in. And he ended his speech, and I want to quote, he said, "And I pledge here today that I will serve you."
That's true. They all say that.
I will work with you.
Yes.
Side by side to build the South Africa that we all want and deserve. A new era has dawned in our country, but you don't seem to think so.
I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but if you look at all the speeches of all our presidents who have actually delivered, not only our president alone, but across the world, they all say those kind of things. But when it comes to action, no action. Usually because we focus on the politics and the party politics, and before we actually can even think about the people.
Now, part of the change that you are writing about, you said that we need is servant leadership.
Yes.
So if you need new faces, so you expect those new leaders to practice what you've written about, and that the term that is known as servant leadership.
Exactly.
Do you think that under the leadership of President Ramaphosa, that's possible? He used the word in his speech on Saturday in the inauguration that I want to serve you.
Exactly. There are people who do practice some kind of servant leadership. There are people who are there keen to serve the people, but they become hamstrung by party politics. I can give examples of many people who are hard workers. For example, our premier here in Gauteng, I believe he's an honest man. I believe that he really wants to serve the people of Gauteng. But guess what? Party politics actually are sort of keeping him down. And then we come to a person like Panyaza Lesuf. Many others, I can give you examples. But when it comes to the politics, they just mess them up.
So it looks like it's party first before country or people first.
Exactly.
Currently.
Exactly.
That's what you are saying is like a hamstring of sorts.
Yeah.
Now, I thought your opinion was a little bit controversial.
Which one? The one about
the benevolent dictator.
Yes.
Because benevolence and dictatorship are contrary concepts.
No.
I'm yet to see a good dictator.
All right. There are quite a number of them around the world who have were actually saying the people shall come first, the party shall come second, and I will be the third person. For example, I have studied and read a lot of books about Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore.
Yeah.
Exactly. He said, right, the people shall be first. The party shall be second because we serve the people through the party. And then we, the leaders, should be the last. And guess what? The people that he appointed to his cabinet, although some of them may be his children and his party members, but he told them that my word is the final one. So we need a leader who will say my way or the highway. At the moment, we don't have. It is my party, right? Myself, and then the people last.
You don't think President Ramaphosa could become a good dictator in the way that you are expressing now?
I think he could if he could listen to and still believe in his consensus politics. But at the end of the day, he says, the last word is mine. It hasn't happened. Mandela did, Mbeki did, but after that, we haven't had.
But how do you balance that, very briefly, Rich, with a constitutional democracy like we have?
You respect the Constitution, but, many people are accusing me of thinking that Kagame is the best leader. I'm not saying Kagame is the best leader, but for him, the people comes first. And then, of course, he's becoming an autocrat, doesn't want to leave anymore. If we can have a leader who would say, the people will come first for the next 10 years. And after 10 years, take my word, I leave. And I don't stay here anymore. At that time, you appoint people who, on merit, rather than on party politics. Then we will have what we call servant leadership.
And in fact, while there are many people who will find Kagame in Rwanda to be a little bit repressive,
yes,
not even a little bit repressive, to be repressive, full stop, the economy there has been growing like 8% a year.
Yes.
And also the healthcare system, education and innovation has just been flying. So maybe you have a point, but I wish we had more time to discuss your view.
Next time.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's Rich Mkondo, founder of Media and Writers Fam, and arguing that South Africa today needs somebody who's going to say the buck stops with me, my way or no way, partner.